He was an old man. Half the time he was confused. How could he be positive about anything?
But you believe his testament? Wait. Oh.
Oh!
What'd you? Oh! Hey, Cam.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you did you hear about that recent deal between like a dozen different companies?
No, what's that all about?
I guess they're calling it the 12 Angry Mints.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel. Hit you with that wazzo wango. My name is Cam. This is Zay, and today we are getting into the movie 12 Angry Men. Yes, it sounds like 12 agreements, but we are getting into 12 Angry Men. This will be our reaction to it. This is a movie that both Zay and I have not seen before. It will be the oldest movie we've ever done on the channel. So that will be exciting. It's a 1957 movie. So it's over 50, 60. I mean, it's nearly 70 years old. So that is absolutely crazy. Now I am aware that it's about 12 jurors, but that's pretty much all I know. It's like a crime thriller or something like that. Of course, it's black and white. Other than that, I really don't know too much about it. I will let you guys know that this got second place on a Patreon poll. It won green on a live stream. So basically means it goes to Patreon polls. Now, why are we doing this before some of the other poll winners? Well, today we are really short on time, and this movie is short and sweet. So we figure we bang this one out. Don't worry, we're still going to get to the other poll winners. But in the meantime, today we're getting to 12 Angry Men. A lot of people have wanted us to see this. Zay, is there anything you know about this movie before we get into it?
No, I really don't know anything about it. But yeah, like you said, short and sweet, black and white film. Very, very interested to see how this plays out. I can't believe this is the oldest movie we've done so far on the channel. So I always love when we get to watch like really old movies, 67-year-old movie. Can't wait to get into it.
All right. Well, before we do, if you like what you're watching, leave a like down below. Subscribe to stay tuned for more if you're not already. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction to this and various other movies, you'll get 3 edited movie reactions ahead of YouTube, or even farther ahead in the form of full-length reactions, or potentially become a Big Bite member and get 1 full-length reaction of a movie of your choice per month that may or may not become an edited reaction on YouTube one day. You can click the link in the description and head on over to our Patreon. Yes, check it out, guys. With that being said, let's not keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's get into 12 Angry Men. Okay, he's guilty. I don't know what. But...
he's sweating too. Yeah, he did something wrong.
Now your duty to sit down and try and separate the facts from the fancy. The bench will not entertain a recommendation for mercy. The death sentence is mandatory in this case.
Damn.
High stakes.
I would hate to have to be a juror on a situation like this where you have 1/12 or 1/14, 15 of the voting power to basically end someone's life, which is fucking crazy.
It's a lot of power. Scary. A lot of power. Oh.
How young is this guy?
I mean, I don't know. He could be under 18 being tried as an adult, depending in the 50s, and just depending on what state it's in. There's a lot of leeway in how you get treated.
This is going to be the hottest day of the year.
Oh, Lord.
Everybody's here. Now, if there's anything you want, I'll be right outside the door. Just knock. Okay.
He locked the door?
I never knew they locked the door.
Sure they locked the door. What'd you think?
I don't know. It just never occurred to me.
I never thought they would lock the door.
Me neither.
I'd slap those tough kids down before they start any trouble. Saves a lot of time and money. Now let's get started, huh?
Oh, this guy's going to be a problem.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be like the leader of the death sentence squad.
You got a seat on the exchange?
I'm a broker.
I run a messenger service. Got 37 men working. Started with nothing.
Okay, man, let's take our seat.
Just trying to flex on the broker?
I don't know about the rest of you, but I happen to have tickets to that ball game tonight. Yanks and Cleveland.
I have a feeling you ain't gonna see that ball game, my friend.
And that's gonna make him so mad.
Is everyone here?
The old
Yes.
man is inside.
Count.
Oh, would
Oh,
you
wait.
knock
Yeah.
on the door for him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the dude's in the bathroom still. This dude die in there?
Who they got?
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, who they got besides good groundkeepers?
Buddy, what were you doing in there? You've been in there for a long time.
We have a first-degree murder charge here, and if we vote the accused guilty, we've got to send him to the chair.
Such a wild responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that this has to be 12-0 either way. All those voting guilty, please raise your hands.
Who's gonna be the outliers?
Oh, is it gonna be 6? Oh wait, no. Oh, most people
Oh,
think he's
2,
guilty.
3, 4.
Yeah, but those guys seem like they did it after they saw everyone else raise their hand for guilty. And this is what I'm like, takes a lot of balls to be the one saying no.
Was voting
Like, I
not
don't.
guilty? 1. Right. 11 guilty, 1 not guilty.
Oh wow.
You really think he's innocent?
Not-
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not about if he's innocent. It's
It
about
has to be
is there any
beyond
reasonable
a
doubt?
reasonable doubt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you believe his story? I don't know whether I believe it or not. Maybe I don't.
exactly. He has doubt.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to raise my hand and send a boy off to die without talking about it first.
Yeah, he would, since he's the last hand, he would have like the final say
Yeah.
in a way.
I wonder how many times this has happened where someone just kind of raises their hand because they feel like, how am I gonna? That's peer pressure, whether however you see it. you know?
Yeah, it's crazy to think about it.
Yeah.
Suppose we do it in 5 minutes, so what?
Let's take an hour. Ball game doesn't start till 8 o'clock.
Got him.
Born in a slum, lived for a year and a half in an orphanage when his father was serving a jail term for forgery.
Yeah.
He got a fair trial, didn't he? What do you think that trial cost? He's lucky he got it. You know what I mean?
Well, no, that's the law. Like you have to have a trial.
It's
buddy.
It's interesting that we don't get to see the actual trial because now we can't go in with like our own
Why we
bias.
think he's
Yeah.
It's actually a great creative decision to avoid that.
It's a product I work on at the agency. The breakfast with a built-in bounce.
Bro.
What?
We have all this work to do. There's no point staying here forever. Okay.
Who is this man?
Get him out.
But it seems to me that it's up to the group of us to convince this gentleman that he's wrong and we're right. Now, maybe
What the? No, bro.
it was just a quick idea.
No, no,
I
no.
mean, technically, but I don't like how he worded it. And I didn't like how he said, maybe we can show you where you're mixed up.
Yeah.
It should be show us where we're mixed up. If you believe he's, I don't know. You got to straighten out,
No,
lay
it's
out the
about
facts.
talking together and coming up with a consensus, not to tell this person why they're wrong.
Nobody proved otherwise.
Nobody has to prove otherwise. The burden of proof's on the prosecution.
Exactly.
I just think he's guilty. I mean, somebody saw him do
Oh,
it.
no. You're the
Boy, this is like-
worst.
This is a fucking nightmare, jury.
You heard the kid yell out, "I'm gonna kill you." Second later, you heard a body hit the floor. Called the police. They came in, found the old man with a knife in his chest. These are facts.
Okay, damn, that's a lot of fucking circumstantial evidence.
A ton of circumstantial, absolutely.
But can there be a reasonable doubt with that? I mean, I don't know. There's someone else up there. I don't know.
She looks out the window, and right across the street, she sees the kid stick the knife into his father. The time is 12:10 on the nose. Look, she's known the kid all his life.
Everybody knew the exact time that they looked or went.
They proved in court that at night you can look through the windows of an L train when the lights are out and see what's happening on the other side.
You can, but how clear is that? It's moving.
You don't believe the boy's
Chopping
story.
up
How
the
come
imagery.
you believe the woman's?
Yeah, because if the kid was there and there was somebody else and that person stabbed the father and the kid was moving to try to stop him or something like that, you could easily mistake that.
Mm-hmm. It's not like
It's
she was
crazy.
in the room witnessing it.
It's crazy watching this at this time because they don't have cameras to go off of. They don't
Yeah.
have, like they're working with little amount
Yeah.
of stuff.
You heard the father hit the boy twice. Finally, they saw the boy run angrily out of the house. What does that prove? This boy's been hit so many times in his life that violence is practically it's a normal state of affairs with him.
May have been too many. Everyone has a breaking point.
Oh my gosh, they are both making like really strong points.
It's interesting though how like so far they seem very focused like from the beginning of the case, from the beginning. But if you already write it off from the beginning, that means you're not listening to the rest. You're already like,
Yeah.
oh, he's guilty.
It's
How much
on
have you really?
confirmation bias. You're looking for
Yeah.
what confirms what you're already assuming.
I was looking for a motive. Why it's innocent until proven guilty. You should be looking, yeah, like as soon as you found a motive, it's like, oh yeah, no, he's dead. It's like, okay, but all the facts.
He's picked up twice for knife fighting. Oh, yeah, they say he's real handy with a knife.
But damn, this circumstantial evidence keeps building up.
Yeah.
When he was 9 years old, he ran away from a fight. I was so embarrassed, I almost threw up.
Damn, what the fuck?
I said, I'm going to make a man out of you if I have to break you in two trying.
So you're mad that this kid's aggressive and a fighter, but then you're saying that your kid ran away and it disgusted you.
I haven't seen him for 2 years.
Wonder why.
Anyways, let's decide if this man's guilty or not. It's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
But can you believe this kid gets into knife fights and he's a fighter and he's aggressive? Although my kid ran away from violence, now is disgusting. Like, contradict yourself more, I guess? I don't...
He was born in a slum. Slums are breeding grounds for criminals. I know it, and so do you.
Oh, Lordy.
I don't want any part of them, I'm telling you.
Listen, I've lived in a slum all my life.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Correlation doesn't equal causation. Don't judge a book
Yeah.
by its cover.
Come on now, there's nothing personal
Oh,
about
there
this.
was something personal. Come on, fella, he didn't.
There was 100% something personal.
We decided to, do this a certain way. I think we ought to stick to that way.
Oh, stop being a kid.
You want to take the chair? Just take the chair. That's all.
You ever
See,
see
you can
such
keep it
a
running.
thing?
Nobody wants to change. You're doing a beautiful job. Sit down. Yeah, you're doing great.
Doesn't I believe he has to be the one that like gives the verdict, right?
Probably, yeah. I think he's going to be closest. I think it's like closest to the judge or something. I think if he's number one, he probably sits closest to him and will stand up.
There was one alleged eyewitness to this killing. Someone else claims he heard the killing, saw the boy run out afterwards. Could they be wrong?
What are you trying to say? Those people sat on the stand under oath.
Could
That doesn't mean that they're
they
right. They
be
could be...
wrong?
Doesn't mean they lied. They just said what they saw, but they could be wrong about what they saw or what they thought they saw.
The knife this fine, upright boy admitted buying the night of the killing.
But I'd like to see it again, Mr. Foreman.
We all saw what it looks like. Why do we have to see it again?
The gentleman has a right to see exhibits and evidence.
Oh, okay. So you can bring evidence in and exhibits? Interesting. That's actually interesting.
Yeah, I did not
That's-
know that.
I, for some reason, didn't know that either, but that's really good that you're allowed to do that.
He met some friends of his in front of a tavern about 8:45. They identified the death weapon in court as that very same knife.
Oh,
He claims that he went to a movie at about 11:30, returning home at 3:10 to find his father
The
dead.
detectives arrested him and threw him down a half a flight of stairs.
wait, did they say that he was with a friend at one point with his knife?
He was with friends in front of a tavern.
Okay, well, could it have been possible that a friend of his was responsible because it could have looked like him in the home? It
Like,
could
yeah, I mean,
he have had the knife. He said he was gone during that time.
but then they just said no one in the movie theater identified him, and he didn't remember the movie he saw, which is kind of definitely bad circumstantial evidence again.
He even remembered to wipe the knife clean of fingerprints.
Hold on.
It's possible the boy lost his knife and that somebody else stabbed his father with a similar knife. It's just possible.
I've never seen one like it. Neither had the storekeeper who sold it to the boy.
You think the boy was smart enough to wipe the fingerprints clean before leaving?
Coincidence is possible.
And I say it's not possible.
He said he heard a body drop. The dude immediately ran upstairs and ran in and saw the boy running out. When would he have wiped the... Ooh.
Where did that come from?
Ooh. Ooh.
He's just like, I did
Ooh.
it.
Yeah, imagine.
I bought that in a little pawn shop just 2 blocks from the boy's house.
Maybe there are 10
What?
knives like that, so what?
Doesn't mean the boy did it, you jackass.
Yeah, I mean, now the doubt is definitely reasonable.
I don't see what all this stuff about a knife has got to do with anything. Somebody saw the kid stab his father. What more do we need?
How they didn't even get... They saw him running away. They saw his back.
I want you 11 men to vote by secret written ballot.
Yeah,
think that's
no
it.
peer
Yeah.
pressure.
11 votes for guilty. I won't
Let's
stand alone.
see how many of you are really completely... Because if it's anonymous, then it's like you can't pressure anyone. Get your doodle out of here. No one cares you sell rice pops.
Guilty? Guilty.
That was a weird why. He's backwards.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Bingo.
Oh, stinky. That's what we thought.
Golden voice preacher starts tearing your poor heart out about some underprivileged kid just couldn't help becoming a murderer, and you...
Oh, because he's from the slums. He assumes it's this guy.
What made you change your vote?
He didn't change his vote. I did.
Bam!
Doesn't say the boy is not guilty. He just isn't sure. Right now, the vote is 10-2. I'm talking here. You have no right to leave this room.
Can't hear you. He never will. Let's sit down.
Oof. The disrespect was crazy. We
Yeah,
grabbed him by his collar.
I don't know if I don't know if I agree with
His reasoning?
His reasoning, yeah.
I don't agree with his reasoning, but for the sake of the film, I'm like, yeah.
I was like, all right, W, I guess, maybe.
Didn't mean to get nasty.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I'd be ignoring the shit. I would not have even responded to that either. Like, that's the most weak apology. Oh, sorry.
Supposing you talk us all out of this and kid really did knife his father, huh?
Ooh. Yeah, it's such a hard. This is why I would not want to be. I would not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're wrong on either side, it's horrible.
Especially if evidence ever came out after, because you can't try him again for double jeopardy or because of double jeopardy. So you'd be like, oof.
It takes a 6-car L train 10 seconds to pass a given point. Now let's say the given point is the open window of the room where the killing took place.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
When the window is open and the train goes by, the noise is almost unbearable. You can hardly hear yourself think.
Mm.
He heard the boy say, "I'm going to kill you," and a split second later heard a body hit the floor.
He needs to fucking go to law school.
Yeah.
So
seriously.
The train had been roaring by the old man's window a full 10 seconds before the body hit the floor.
So how are you going to hear? Yeah. And he's an old man. Probably not the best hearing.
You're talking about a matter of seconds. Nobody can be that accurate.
Well, I think testimony that could put a boy into the electric chair should be that accurate.
100%. 100%.
Why should he lie? What's he got to gain?
Attention, maybe.
You keep coming in with
I
these...
like this dude.
Yeah, he's like the wise one in the back.
Attention. It's like he looks like a turtle.
Frightened. Insignificant old man who has been nothing all his life.
And now he has a chance to be something.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows him. Nobody quotes him.
And look at us talking all about him right now.
This needs to be a 2-man lawyer firm. Those two, bro. They would have cross-examined the shit out of this case.
Junior, you do that once more and I'm going to kill you. Get in there, Rocky, and kill him. I say it every day. That doesn't mean we're really going to kill him.
I remember I was arguing with the guy I worked next to at the bank a couple weeks ago. He called me an idiot, so I yelled at him.
Now listen, this guy's...
I love this dude.
He's a common ignorant slob. He don't even speak good English.
He doesn't.
You have terrible hairline. Shut up.
Damn!
Damn!
I'd like to change my vote to not guilty.
You what?
Uh-huh.
You heard me.
You heard him, Jason Segel.
How was he caught by the police? He came back home at 3 o'clock or so.
3? Around when he said the movie was done.
Now, my question is, if he really had killed
why would he
his father,
stay?
why would he come back?
Why would he go back if he killed his dad?
Exactly. Why would he come
Makes
back?
no sense. I guess to pose like he wasn't there. Still.
It's not nice to go around leaving knives sticking in people's chests.
Why did you leave it there in the first place?
Leave it there in the first? Yeah, you would have taken it. Why would you leave it there?
He would have had to be calm.
You could also just
have
have just ran away.
No fingerprints left on the knife.
Oh. He cleaned the knife, but then he was still too panicked to take it with him. He would just take it with him. Why clean fingerprints?
I'll bet he figured that nobody had seen him running out, and that the body wouldn't be discovered till the next day.
The woman across the street testified that the moment after she saw the killing, she screamed and then went to telephone the police. Now, the boy certainly must have heard the scream.
There's enough doubt that we can wonder whether he was there at all during the time the killing took place.
Didn't the old man see him running out of the house? He's twisting the facts, I'm telling you.
Saw someone running out of the house. Did he see the boy's face?
Pardon? I vote not guilty.
Oh. What? Oh,
Hell yeah.
The kid is guilty. Why don't you listen to the facts?
Why don't you listen to the arguments?
The kid you just decided isn't guilty was seen ramming this into his father. Now, what about this, Mr. Reasonable Doubt?
He was seen after technically running out of the house.
He was an old man. Half the time he was confused. How could he be positive about anything?
But you believe his testament. Wait,
Oh!
Bing
Bingo!
bong!
Bingo!
Idiot! Idiot! That's what you get.
Bro, you did it to
You
yourself.
Just
You
walked
did it
into
to
that.
yourself.
Just walked into that bear trap.
I
That was
haven't felt that
poetry.
good in a while. Oh my gosh, there was something
Poetry.
so pleasurable about that.
He would have had to walk 12 feet, open the bedroom door, walk 43 feet down, and open the front door, all in 15 seconds. You think he could have done it?
Sure he could.
No fucking shot.
Not a fucking shot. You could sprint that in like way less time, but you're not gonna walk that.
I'm going to try it, see how long it took.
What do you mean you want to try?
This would be the bedroom door.
Oh, that's crazy. You can't recreate a thing like that.
I would like to see it.
He's doing it right now.
Come on, speed it up. He walked twice as fast as that.
He's dragging a leg. He's an old man. What do you?
Lock, door, stop.
Right. Exactly 41 seconds.
Yeah, so even if you double his speed.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. If you even double his speed, it's still 20 seconds.
Heard somebody racing down the stairs and assumed it was the boy.
I think that's possible.
Assume.
Shut up!
You just proved yourself. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, you're done.
Ever since you walked into this room, you've been acting like a self-appointed public avenger.
Dang!
You're a sadist.
Ooh! This is
know,
not a
kill
way
him.
to prove your
You'll
point.
kill me,
He
dude.
literally just...
Ooh, disproving yourself again.
Man is so embarrassed, yo.
Just getting whoopings right now.
I'm fucking astonished by this movie right now. It is incredible.
This writing is so great.
It's unbelievable.
And for it to just be taking place pretty much in one scene or one setting is awesome.
Maybe we should take another vote.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Maybe we can follow this one up with a little dancing and refreshments, huh?
Well, that's okay with me.
Oh gosh, he's breaking down.
Yeah. Bros, that tie's about to be off around his neck. He's gonna be like, ah.
I could vote guilty. 2.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Let's go.
Okay.
1-1.
Guilty.
Number 8.
4-3 guilty.
Not guilty.
4-4. 4-4.
Not guilty.
Number 10.
4-5
Guilty.
and not guilty. Son of a bitch. 5 up.
Not
Split?
guilty.
It's gonna be a split decision right now, so 6-6.
Number 12.
Guilty.
We're at a split.
All right. Full split. Started from 11-1. This is a comeback.
I don't think you're going to that baseball game.
Yes, now you don't even have to worry about it, buddy. You can pop a squat.
Where does he come off calling me a public avenger, sadist and everything? I mean, anyone in his right mind would blow a stack.
Well, no.
Trying to be.
No.
He did an excellent job.
Yeah, you can be in
Don't
denial.
justify nothing.
He did.
Oh, damn! Yo, this man is going to need therapy, yo. He is getting obliterated.
Still don't think there's room for reasonable doubt. No, I don't.
You don't fully understand the term reasonable doubt.
What do you mean, I don't understand?
Damn, he's called him illiterate, basically.
Couldn't remember the names of the movies or the stars who appeared in them.
The boy couldn't remember the names of the movies he saw because he wasn't there that night.
According to the police testimony,
I mean, that is fair.
Mm-hmm.
he remembered them correctly in court. He named the pictures and the stars who played in them.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Oh.
What?
He had 3 months from the night of the murder to the day of the trial in which to memorize them.
To memorize, would have had to been showing though. You could.
I'll take the testimony of the policeman who interrogated the boy right after the murder.
Right when he's looking, right when his dead father is there
Yeah.
on the ground? Come on
Yeah.
now.
Where were you last night?
I was home.
Monday night?
When you get down to New Year's Eve, 1954, let me know, huh?
That was funny.
Monday night, my wife and I went to the movies.
What did you see?
The Scarlet.
Oh, here we go.
What was the second feature?
I'll tell you in a minute. The remarkable...
No, TikTok. You gotta. It's pressure time now.
The remarkable Mrs. Bainbridge.
I saw that. It's called The Amazing Mrs. Bainbridge.
Oh, you didn't even remember that correctly.
Who was in The Amazing Mrs. Bainbridge?
Barbara Long, I think it was. A dark, very pretty girl.
Now imagine doing this with your dead father on the ground
The
and a
news that your
policeman
father
interrogating
died.
you.
The news that your father died and being questioned like you did it.
And you weren't under an emotional stress, were you?
And you struggled
Look,
right
he's
there.
sweating now.
Yeah, look at that bead of sweat.
There was this whole business about the stab wound and how it was made. The downward angle of it, you know. Now, the boy was 5 feet 7 inches tall. His father was 6'2".
So why would he stab down?
Awkward thing to stab down into the chest of someone who's more than half a foot taller than you are.
Unless you're
Especially with a
doing it like this.
But with a switchblade, you're gonna click it like you're gonna have it like this, most likely.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You'd have to like, you can't do that with a switchblade. You can't even.
Look who he's gonna make a demonstration
I want you
on.
to watch this because I don't want to have to do it again.
What's
Nobody's hurt.
I don't know. Something weird was happening right there.
This is the way I'd stab a man who was taller than I was. Look at the angle.
With a knife, sure, but not
Yeah,
a
but the switchblade.
switchblade.
He'd never use it like this. See, you lose too much time switching
Yep.
hands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Underhanded.
Because it even has to pop out the side. Like you literally can't even.
I feel he'd have gone for him underhanded.
How do you know? Were you in the room when the father was killed?
No.
Oh my God, you were so annoying.
What do you think?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Is he gonna
I
get
don't know.
swayed?
He
I don't
said,
know is enough. I don't know is enough.
That's reasonable doubt now. That's reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of them, but I'm getting a little tired of this yakety-yakking back and forth. It's getting us nowhere.
Don't talk back. Yakety yak.
I changed my vote to not guilty.
You what?
Okay, whatever.
Well, I mean, screw it. Honestly,
Fuck it.
fine.
Who tells you that you have the right to play like this with a man's life? Do it because you are convinced the man is not guilty, not because you've had enough.
I respect that, though.
Look, I don't have to.
You do have to. Say it. Why?
I don't think he's guilty.
Oh, no shit, Sherlock. That's what not guilty means. Why?
Want another vote?
Okay, there's another vote called for.
I think it's gonna be 8-4.
That's what I'm thinking, too. I think, yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. Cause the knife thing convinced him.
I mean, the knife thing is very important point. 9.
1, 2, 3.
What is it gonna take? These are gonna be the hardest 3 right here.
Look, you know how these people lie? It's born in them. They don't need any real big reason to kill someone either. No, sir. They get drunk. Oh, they're real big.
Yeah, this dude's gonna get knocked out, bro.
Human life don't mean as much to them as it does to us. I've known a couple who were okay, but that takes...
They're all just walking away. They're not even listening. It's the same thing that they were doing to him in the beginning, though. Or the original dude. What, 8 or 9? What one was the first one to
7,
say?
I believe.
7.
What's happening in here? I'm speaking my piece, and you... Listen to me.
Sit down and don't open your mouth again.
Damn.
He's like just a child that needs to get his tantrum out, you know?
Yeah. He's not really making any, like, he's not really like arguing any points. He's just like all he's saying is these people. It's in their nature. It's this. It's like, dude, that has nothing to do with the facts of the case right now. So simmer down. See, he's in the no-no chair, a little dunce cap on his head.
Wherever you run into it, prejudice always obscures the truth.
Yeah, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
We may be trying to let a guilty man go free, I don't know. But we have a reasonable doubt. And that's something that's...
Could you imagine at the end of this, the kid actually did it? I would be like, well,
what do we
know?
know?
Wrong team.
Yeah.
I have two reasons. One, the evidence given by the woman across the street who actually saw...
Not reliable enough. Through an L train.
Across the street.
She saw the boy raise his arm over his head and stab down into the father's chest.
That was disproved.
That's absolutely right.
We've already gone over that point.
We've gone over why he wouldn't do that. It's improbable that he would do it that way.
It's not so easy to arrange all the evidence in order.
You can throw out all the other evidence. The woman saw him do it. What else do you want?
Eyewitness testimonies 3 months later are not very great evidence.
All right,
How do we know she just assumed it? She could have just assumed it was the boy because she knows he lives there, and it could have been somebody else. And then she could have believed that it really was the boy, because who else would it have been at that time, you know?
The boy in the gray flannel suit here is bouncing backwards and forwards like a tennis ball.
Trying to turn this into a contest.
Seriously, you're making it like a cop.
Someone before mentioned 7 o'clock.
Don't you feel well?
I'm trying to settle something here. Do you mind?
Well, I think this is important.
Well, he just pops in like this.
Why you rub your nose like that?
Oh, come on, will you?
At this point, I happen to be talking to the gentleman sitting next to you.
Dario!
Is it because of your eyeglasses?
It is.
Your eyeglasses made those two deep impressions in the sides of your nose.
Oh, the woman probably wears glasses and probably wasn't wearing it that night, so she must have only saw like a fucking silhouette or something.
Yeah.
The woman who testified that she saw the killing had those same
glasses
marks
today.
on the sides of her nose.
Oh, she wasn't wearing, but she had the marks.
I was the closest one to her. She had these things on the side of her nose. What do you call those on the side?
Well, what point are you making here?
That she didn't have glasses on the night. How can you can't connect dots for nothing, bro.
Maybe she honestly thought she saw the boy kill his father. I say she only saw a blur.
How do you know?
That's what we're saying!
Maybe there was sunglasses. Maybe she was farsighted.
That was
what do you know
saying.
about it?
I only know the woman's eyesight is in question now.
Exactly. No one knows. That's doubt.
The woman might have made a mistake.
No.
It's not possible.
No, it's not possible.
Fuck you.
Is it possible?
Not guilty.
You think he's guilty?
I think he's guilty.
Okay, good. All right. So it's probably going to be 11 because Homeboy the glasses.
It's about to be 11-1. 11-1, because there's no way he thinks that she's guilty knowing this.
I'm convinced.
Oh.
Not guilty.
Ooh, I just got chills.
Well, what about all the other evidence? What about all that stuff? The knife, the whole
Dude, we're
business.
disproving
You said we could
the
throw out
evidence.
all the other
We
evidence.
did. Oh, stinker! He said we could throw it all out, bud boy. What are you gonna do now?
I don't care whether I'm alone or not. It's my right.
It's your right.
It is.
You're alone.
The old man's like...
Every single thing that took place in that courtroom, but I mean everything, says he's guilty. What do you think? I'm an idiot or something?
Well, you've been not been shown.
The old man who lived there and heard everything.
As the L train was going by.
You can't prove he didn't get to the door.
You can't prove he did! That's the fucking point! The burden of proof is on the prosecution!
Well, that's it. That's the whole case.
Wait a second.
Does he know the kid, or does he know the kid's father? I'm telling you, I think he has personal interest in the case or something.
What if he was the murderer?
Wait.
I mean, he's a sadist.
Rotten kids, you work your life out.
Whoa.
Oh, no, that was him and his boy.
Him and his boy. Oh, yeah, because he's showing that. Is he holding like a vendetta because I don't know. I don't know what's happening. He seems emotionally attached to this case. Not attached to it. Oh.
Not guilty.
Well, geez, finally.
That was an insane breakdown, though, into the... What do you say? You rotten kids something, right?
Yeah.
Before he ripped his picture.
Maybe it was something to do with, like, because I know he said that his son, clocked him in the jaw. So maybe
And
he had
hasn't
some
seen
kind
him
of,
in-
like, maybe like some vendetta because he's a boy. It reminds him of his son or something.
He
You guys
didn't
have to
see
leave a
it-
comment down below.
He didn't see his son for 2 years. He said his son clocked him. We know that he said he was like, I'll turn you into a man if I have to break you in two. And that father got killed. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just maybe parallels that he's drawing from his relationship with his son.
Yeah. I think he was fighting his own battle.
Yeah. I think seeing the picture of him and his son and everything just being like, kind of just finally broke him out of the, yeah.
What's your name?
Davis.
My name's McArdle. So long. So long.
Imagine having to go through something like that with these people, then just go in your separate ways. Like, you're like, all right, well, see ya.
The end. Wow.
That was awesome.
That was amazing. All right. That was our reaction to 12 Angry Men. If you liked what you were watching, leave a like down below. Subscribe to stay tuned for more if you're not already. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction to this and various other movies, as well as get 3 edited movie reactions ahead of YouTube, or even farther ahead in the form of full-length reactions, or even potentially become a Big Bite member, you can if you become a Big Bite member, you can get a full-length reaction of a movie of your choice once per month that may or may not make it to YouTube as an edited reaction. You can check all that out on Patreon. The link for that is in the description. Wow, this movie exceeded my expectations above and beyond. It was exhilarating, it was thrilling, it was dramatic, and it had all of these amazing elements within one room. That is incredible if that is pulled off correctly, and it totally was. The writing was chef's kiss. I mean, so good, like so good that there are moments that where the writing, it speaks for itself. It sells itself, right? Like there might be a movie modern day or something like that, or another movie just in general that might have something like might be like, oh yeah, well, all these, like how do you know what he's thinking or whatever? Like basically a moment where you're like, you just proved yourself or whatever. There's a lot of movies that like go into like, aha, see, so now that you have proved yourself, as we can all see, and because what he said, it like they didn't even need to explain it too much. Yeah, there were some moments where they're like, well, see, you just proved, but they really let it speak for itself. They understand that we're smart enough to know that he just pulled a gotcha on himself, and writing that doesn't elaborate too much on something, but just allows the audience to feel it and come to that recognition themselves, just like we saw many characters in the movie do. Excellent writing. Huge props to that. The acting was unbelievably phenomenal. I was thoroughly surprised. This movie stands above and beyond a lot of movies for, you know, its excellent craftsmanship. I mean, I'm still blown away by what we just watched, and I had a blast watching it with you. They really, really, really highlight the idea of a jury process. I mean, we barely spent any time in the courtroom, and we barely spent any time with the actual person being convicted or the judge, and we never saw the court case play out. But we got such a good idea of how it played out during the process of them um uh not negotiating, but like talking back and forth in the jury
Deliberating,
room.
yeah.
Deliberating, yes, exactly. We got so much of an idea of what was going on there, which just
Mhm.
speaks so well to the writing. Um, Probably some of the best writing I've ever seen in any movie, hands down, period. The directing and the scape of it being in one room was genius. I loved
Mhm.
it just going back and forth. They didn't do the movie in one shot, like a whole one shot type of situation. I could understand how hard that would be. But this is one of those movies that since it all mainly took place in one room, I
It felt
could
like
see
it.
it felt like one shot. Yeah, like
Yeah.
um so that was absolutely brilliant. I love the idea of like the hot day kind of adding to the element and the frustration going on in the room. I really could feel the uncomfortability of everything
Mhm.
by just having that element. I thought that was a brilliant, brilliant touch. The antagonist was really great. He really made us be like, oh, you know, like, oh, I don't like this. And the protagonist did a really good job at kind of swaying everybody to come to his side, even us. I mean, at the beginning, we're assuming like, yeah, maybe there is reasonable doubt. But even if you and I kind of were like semi on the protagonist side at the beginning, we
Yeah.
were way more convinced by the end, just like
Oh, yeah.
everybody else. So it really felt like we were in the room with them. The pacing was absolutely phenomenal. It was very smooth for an hour and 36 minutes. One of those movies that it felt longer than an hour and 36 minutes, but in a good way because it
Yeah.
felt like I enjoyed every second of it. And it really felt like, you know, like you were sitting in this room experience and taking it in. I know I already said that, but still, absolutely amazing movie. Really, really enjoyed it. I can see why this is a classic and why it won the award or awards that it did because I did hear that or see that it won a BAFTA award or something like that. So just brilliant, brilliant piece of work and exceeded my expectations. What are your thoughts today?
Yeah, I think the writing, like you said, was absolutely phenomenal. The way that they set it up with just kind of just throwing us into the I liked how they set it up from the very beginning, where it's the judge saying we have one man dead, one man's life at stake. There will be no leniency in this trial. This is the death. Like, so this is the highest stakes a court can go to. It is your life. This person's life's on the line. And I loved the spectrum of characters that we had. We had obviously the protagonist, which is the only with the some reasonable doubt that was willing to stand up against 11 other people claiming guilty. We had people that, you know, were a little bit easier swayed, people that really need some more hardcore facts, and then people that were, you know, personal prejudice with the old man, and then even having the one dude who's just pure pig-headed, seemed to have a vendetta out of this like own personal issues in there. So this wide spectrum of characters that all got to interact. The writing, like you said, it was never, you said during the film, I don't know if it made the reaction, but there was never, they did a very good job of having both sides having push and pull, like a tug of war. Every time one side proved something, all of a sudden the other side kind of disproved it, but then the other side could kind of disprove it. And so it created this dynamic of you're like, well, I mean, throughout the reaction, I'm sure there'll be scenes of it. You'll see us go, that's a good point for this side. Oh, that's a good point for that side. And even though we side with the protagonist more, like you said, we got more convinced, but we still recognized when the guilty side was saying, oh, like, well, what about this? It's like, oh, yeah, how are you going to disprove that? I thought it was a unique and smart that they didn't let us really see the evidence before and see the trial. Instead, we kind of had to get the information to unfold in front of us. Because from the beginning, when they're saying, oh, this person heard him and ran upstairs, saw the body drop, saw him run out the door. A lady across the street saw him. And then you're like, oh, well, that sounds like that's a lot of circumstantial evidence. And then finally seeing it start to develop out was super, super dope. Um, yeah, it felt longer than an hour and a half. Like you said, it was very well paced. So it's like it felt longer than an hour and a half, but it was just so done well that I could have sat there and kept watching them deliberate. Like it was absolutely awesome. Just overall, the film itself was super well crafted, super, super well done. And again, a movie that is able to keep you so encapsulated in it, and you really using one specific environment, which is that deliberation room. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do. It can get very stale, but they were very good with the cuts, different angles, different interactions, and everything. And it was just an absolute, I think, a masterclass of that type of film.
Yeah, I 100% agree with so many of your sentiments. With that being said, are you ready to get into the rating?
Absolutely.
All right, just so you guys know, we go from 0 to 10, and we never give out zeros, and we never give out 10s. Why? Well, because by giving out a 0, you're saying nothing could ever be worse than this movie. By giving out a 10, you're saying nothing could ever be better than this movie. Both those things are impossible to say. That is our subjective opinion. We do give out decimal points like 9.9999 and so on if we so please. 5 is average, 6 is good, 7 is great, 8 is beyond that. 9 is top tier cinema. Look, this is going to get the #1 spot for me. I think I'm going to put this bad boy at a 9.9. I mean, this was phenomenal. This was
Yeah.
almost a perfect film. I mean, I had barely any qualms. The only qualm I think I had, and it might backfire, is that I would have liked to see how this would have been treated with a more intricate score in some moments of like the tension building and stuff. But the silence really did help out as well. So I don't know. I don't know if my qualm would have even made it better or not.
Okay.
But I mean, it was just I really agree with what you said. The spectrum of characters, they were all unique and different in their own ways. There was a huge array of different levels of stubbornness, which you mentioned, which I thought was brilliant because it showed the transition of people swaying their mind. Points you've already mentioned that I didn't touch on before. Absolutely brilliant. I think that the way that they were able to kind of have all these different gotcha moments was really, really, really cool. And you know, they one of the things that I always say about movies, or things that really get points up for me, is if it has a message or a lesson or something valuable you can take from it and apply from your own life. And this had so many different messages and lessons that you can take and value you can take from
Yeah.
it, because everybody is supposed to have jury duty at some point. And even if it's not jury duty, you can still take this into decision making or other things like that. Weigh your options, think about things. Some things might be not exactly how they appear on face value. People might have certain prejudices that inform their decisions or cause confirmation bias.
Yeah.
There are different types of people with different ways of thinking about things, and you never know what somebody's going through and how that might affect something. So it just had so many lessons. It was paced beautifully. The acting was really, really well done. The writing was top tier writing, arguably the best writing I've ever seen. My expectations were exceeded, even though I knew people said that this movie was really good going in. Of course, recency bias may affect my score. It may go down a little bit later, or it may stay where it's at. But when we rate these movies, we rate based off our experience in the moment, because we're reacting to it. This isn't a complete analytical review, breakdown of the entire movie or anything like that. But the shots were great. The close-ups, the beads of sweat on people. You don't know if it's nervousness or just the heat, was absolutely brilliant. They're, like you said, the stakes that they caused by saying, a real man's life. It was very contemplative and cerebral. Like, what would I do in this situation? Super immersive, super interactive. And I mean, this might be my second favorite film of all time. If not, I mean, you can't. I was 10 years old when I saw Avatar. That experience, I don't think anything is going to compare to that. But this was an unbelievable experience. So for me, right now, I'm going to say 9.9. Zay, where do you put this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to piggyback right behind you. Not 9.9. I'm going to slap it like a 9.85. Just I'll account for recency bias right here. But I mean, I don't really know if a film can get much better than this. I think something that I admire about it too is the age of the film. This being the oldest film we've reacted to, and holding up in writing, surpassing plenty of the films that we reacted to by far. And again, it's the acting, the writing, and the beautiful thing about the writing was it started off simply with, well, I don't know. I just think maybe he's not guilty. Maybe I don't know. And then how the evidence unraveled itself and how slowly people started questioning. And it wasn't just our main protagonist. Other jurors started to be like, well, now, wait a minute. Well, what about this factor? Something's not sitting right with me about this. Now that you say that, and just having the whole case unravel and spiral and start to turn the tide. I mean, I think part of it also has to come to like directing and just actor, obviously actor choice. The acting was phenomenal. You could give this type of script to somebody, you give the script to anybody, and they're not going to be able to recreate a film like this. Like it really is something special. I'm so glad we got to react to it. It's easily. This is my number one right now on the channel as well. I mean, it's just overall an absolute amazing experience. I'm super glad we got to react to it. Super glad people were suggesting it, dude. This is just unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah, and just to piggyback again off of what you said there with the kind of like how it started out with this, like, I don't know, maybe, maybe he's
Yeah.
not guilty type of situation, to where the character protagonist has this insane power position by the end.
Yeah.
And the person that was, kind of in power at the beginning breaks down towards the end. So to be
Yeah.
able to watch those two happen and then like, or like to watch those two happen, but like also have that intersection point where it's like 6-6 and
Yeah.
it was just so brilliant. It was like real cerebral battle and absolutely loved it. But with that being said, listen, guys, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Zay, I know you have a Twitch.
Yes, my Twitch will be linked down in the description below, guys. Feel free to tune in, stop by, say hi. Trying to get a couple game nights in with Cameron a week now, and along with my other buddies. And I be playing games over there solo as well. So feel free to stop in, tune in, say hi. Let us know what you think about the reaction as well down below in the comments. Let us know if we missed something, or maybe even give us some lore. I know some people like to give us history and lore about behind the scenes stuff that goes on. But yeah, guys, my Twitch is always a good time, and I hope I see you guys there.
Yeah, guys, check it out. It's a great time. It's super fun, and maybe one day we might see you there. That'd be great to know. But with that being said, listen, y'all, if you ever end up being on the jury, don't make a decision because you have a baseball game to go to. We'll see you on the next one, and